What's up guys, it's Dono. This week I'm here to talk to you about how to come up with battle concepts. For this video I'm going to focus almost exclusively on just places you can get inspiration. If you're looking more for how to come up with, specific punchlines and how to craft bars for battles, you'd probably be better off watching my how to craft punchlines video and the personals video. The number one thing to keep in mind when you're coming up with battle concepts is the end goal. And the end goal here is to attack your opponent. You want something that has impact and attacks them in some way. You can come up with some really interesting and powerful concepts, but if you forget this and leave this direction out, you're going to end up with really cool concepts that don't have nearly as much impact as you want because they're not directed at your opponent. They don't take him down on any level. Alright, so here's a few sources you can use to think of new concepts for punchlines for battles. The first one we're going to go over is current events. So if you look at what's going on in the news, you can usually pull something out of that and then use, some word plays or whatever else based on that event to come up with a punchline. So for my example, I'm going to use the Eric Gardner case. And for anyone who doesn't know, Eric Gardner was recently choked out by a police officer until he couldn't breathe anymore and he died. So, using that as a baseline, I've got something along these lines. You phony, being exposed in the streets got you scared, huh, partner? Cause in the streets, you choke harder than Eric Gardner. See, I used the Eric Gardner case as a baseline. I use the choking thing because that kind of factors into hip-hop as well. If it's too soon, rest in peace. Another source you can use to come up with battle concepts are personals. There's really two ways you can do this. One, you can look at them, if they have like a big nose or something, you can use that as a basis. Or if you know things that they've done in the past, like maybe they had a girlfriend who was hideous, you can use that as a baseline and just kind of start from there to build your punches. Another source you can use as a basis for your punchlines are like TV shows, movies, or books. And you can take events or characters out of those books and then kind of twist those to use in punchlines. Another thing that could help you is picking a theme. So let's say, for example, that we do cars. And so if you want your theme to be cars, you start thinking of things that cars have, like motor, engine, axle, drive, blah, 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 blah. You think of all these things and try to figure out a way that you can combine those and then attack your opponent. So if we're doing cars, here's an example. You're too lazy. You ain't got the heart to survive cause like a bad engine, you never start with the drive. Another thing that you can use kind of along the same lines is you can either pick like specific phrases or idioms and then try to build your battle concepts around that. One last thing that I wanted to leave with you guys for ways that you can come up with battle concepts. I guess it's a little bit different than that, but a lot of people that I talk to come up with their best material just sporadically, randomly. They'll be washing dishes or whatever else, and it comes to them. So I just wanted to emphasize that you should always have somewhere that you can write down your concepts as they come to you. So me, for example, I've got a notebook next to my bed, so as I'm falling asleep, those concepts pop into my head, I wake up real quick and write them down. The important thing is basically just to get them on paper before they leave your head, because a lot of people have the problem of like, oh, I came up with such good lyrics the other day, but I can't remember them. That doesn't do you any good. That's all I've got for coming up with battle concepts today. Feel free to ask me any questions, put them down in the comment box. You can also add me on Facebook. I've got the link down there. You can ask me questions directly on there. I stop in there every couple days and clean out my inbox, answer whatever questions people have. I also got some t-shirts made up. Mine hasn't come yet, but they say across them, ask me to spit a freestyle, which is something that you could wear out in public, get people to kind of give you an excuse to freestyle for them and to help you practice. I'll give you a link to those. I've also got a music promotion website if you haven't heard of it, nois.us. I'll put a link up there. If you make music, feel free to put your music on there. That's all I got for this time. See you guys. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the videos. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, put them down in the comment box and I'll get to them as quick as possible. See you guys.